Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Duels. This week we're going to be taking a look at a Reanimator deck submitted to us by Andrei Jitkov. Hopefully I pronounced your name right, and I apologise if I didn't. It's actually a rebuild of a very old deck that we did on the channel, the Emeria Reanimator deck, but yeah. Without further ado, if you haven't checked out the deck tip, by the way, you should go check that out. Anyway, I will see you in the games. Alright, we're in, and on the play... two lands. They are nice lands. Could get us into an Oath of Jace, which will dump an Emeria Shepherd and a Prize Amalgam. We need a land, but I think this is doable. Let's go Sunken Hollow first. And pass the turn. See what our opponent's doing. What are you doing, opponent? Tell me. Share your secrets. He is not willing to shed any information, apparently. So how's everybody's day been? Oh, there's an Evolving Wilds. Cracks it. And grabs. A forest. Full art at that. Ooh. How original. There's our land, so turn 3 we are going to be able to Oath of Jace, so I'll go Prairie Stream to make sure that is going to happen. Pass the turn back. Our opponent is present now, so the game should speed up. Or maybe not. There we go. Green-black. Alright. Counters. Maybe Super Friends. I'm not sure. Kiora, hello. It's nice to see you. Need a green mana before Kiora can come down. Let's Oath of Jace, though. Draw 3, discard 2. And yeah, let's get rid of Prize Amalgam and Emeria Shepherd. Yep. Hunting for a Reanimate spell now at this point. Ether Herb for our opponent. Into a Nissa. So yeah, I think this is like a counter strategy, so they're going to make plant tokens and then they can mine us to put counters on things, and I think it's going to be a counters map kind of thing with the thingamajig. Yep, that one. Glacial Fortress. Brilliant Spectrum. Draw 3, discard 2. Look for the Reanimator. Well, that. And we've got some Planeswalkers. We now have red mana, which is good. It's going to come into play tapped, unfortunately, but that means we can Nihiri, at the very least. Well, next turn, if we put down our tapped red mana, we can Anguish on making the Nissa. So at least we have something to do on our turn. Okay, another Nissa. If we can make him flip it, then he'll lose one of his Nissas. Shambling Vents. Ticks up for another counter. Sure. Does not want to send a message with his plant token. You know, I can see that. Grasp of Darkness. Huh. There's no blue mana there, so there's no counters, so we can hold on to the Grasp of Darkness for later and just Anguished on making his Nissa now before he can use it. Still looking for Reanimate. If we can find a Reanimation spell, then we can get a Emeria Shepherd and we can start bringing some of these lovely things back to our hand. If we draw into a Plains as well, on top of that, there's a Liliana. Yeah, Super Friends. Good to see you, good to see you. Not. Deathcap Cultivator. 2-1 Death Touch. Ticks up his Liliana. Alright. And swinging in with a Nissa. Down to 15. And no scry for us. Do we get a Pieces of the Puzzle? Well, we could Pieces of the Puzzle and Grasp of Darkness the Nissa here. Pieces is going to grab us Reanimate, which could help out even further. Because a 4/4 Emeria Shepherd in the air is going to be able to take care of his Liliana. And alternatively, we could just isolate Chapel Nahiri to loot and still hold up Grasp of Darkness. Well, we're going to play Isolate Chapel anyway. So it's Pieces of the Puzzle or Grasp, or it's Nahiri and Grasp. I guess Nahiri's not in any danger of dying, so we might as well loot and start ticking her up, because if we can hit with an Ulamog, that'd be pretty sweet. Target enchantment, tapped artifact, or tapped creature. I mean, we could minus kill Nissa Grasp, the Cultivator. He's got no way to pump these plant tokens up as far as I'm aware, but then he kills us with the Shambling Vent there, actually, so just loot. Maybe we'll come back to that later. We'll discard a land. We get an Evolving Wilds. Helps, I suppose. If we do eventually reanimate our Emeria Shepherd, then we can grab a Plains with it. And, I don't know, grab another Emeria Shepherd, I guess. Or even a Planeswalker if one ends up dying. So he could take the turn to potentially try and kill Nahiri here by suiting up his Shambling Vents, sending all 6 damage at Nahiri, and then we just Grasp in response to one of his creatures, which takes her down to 2, granted, but it's not a terrible place to be. Just 5 colour Super Friends then. Looks to be. Ticks up Liliana. And going to combat. All coming at us. Yeah. Take out the Nissa here. You will gain 2 life with the Shambling Vent, but at least that's another Planeswalker off the board that we can't currently deal with. This Liliana's going to be trouble enough, to be honest, so... Come on, reanimation. Bottom you. Sorin. Sorin we can minus kill Liliana. Minus Nahiri kill the Cultivator. And then we've got a Sorin on 1. Which then Shambling Vent comes and kills, actually, so... Phew. A troubling situation. What's he got without Liliana, though, in terms of threats? What? 4 damage a turn? 2 damage if I minus Nahiri? And then later we can reanimate an Emeria Shepherd with this Evolving Wilds in hand and get them back anyway. So even losing these Planeswalkers is not the last time we're going to see them. Sorin! It'll take us back up to 20 as well, that's another upside to this. But this is a lot of value we are throwing into the graveyard. It's just a good job we can get it all back later on. Pass the turn. Actually, why didn't I minus 6 if he was going to die anyway? I suppose that actually, in terms of saving life. Mina and Den, Wildborn. So you can play extra lands and you can also bounce lands to give creatures trample. Okay. He forgot to suit up his land. Nice. Okay. It's potentially blowout territory here. Don't want Baby Jace, I want Reanimate. There's more lands. Alright. Plus Sorin. Come on, Ulamog. Noxious Gearhulk. Okay. We just dealt 6 to him. We can play Noxious Gearhulk, kill Mina and Den. Protects our Sorin. Destroy, please. Play our Drowned Catacomb. Still hit our land drops. I'm just holding on to this Evolving Wilds for a Plains, which I'm hoping we can still grab. Yeah, we've got 4 Plains in the deck. We haven't milled any yet, so... Soon as we get Reanimator, we're just going to win, pretty much. Goes to combat. Does nothing with it. Alright. We scry one. Reanimate. Evolving Wilds to the bottom. Oath of Jace. That's 3. Takes us up to 5. We can get an Emeria Shepherd down, but we can't use it. But then we could piece the puzzle instead. Plus Sorin first. See if we get a Reanimator. It's going to do 5 damage in the process as well if we do hit it. It's another Plains. Alright. Oath of Jace. Keep one. Destroy the other. There's Rise from the Grave. Okay, so discard a Swamp. Discard Kiora. With these Plains we can get her back anyway. We'll play pieces of the puzzle. So I'm going to use these as fuel for our Emeria Shepherd. And there's an Ulamog, so we get Ulamog down next turn. Grab pieces of the puzzle. I guess I'll just play the Evolving Wilds as a land drop. We can sack it, grab a Plains, play a Plains, that kind of thing. Any reason to attack in right now? Sure, let's do it. If Sorin dies, he dies. We get him back. This is going to be a fun turn next turn. So it's going to be a Emeria Shepherd with Rise from the Grave. Crack the Evolving Wilds, grab a Plains. Which shall grab Ulamog. Play a Plains, grab Uvenwald Hydra, something like that. Ah, Ulamog, eh? Okay. Down goes Sorin. Need an answer for that now. Is Eiley in there? Eiley is in here. Interesting. Can we maybe exile Ulamog this turn? Necromantic summons. So, it's Emeria Shepherd. Grab Eiley. Have we got the mana for this though? 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I think we've got the mana for this. So we go into Emeria Shepherd, which grabs Eiley. We play a Plains, which gets us Ulamog. Oh, we're one short, aren't we? I mean, I guess we could do all of this next turn as well. It's going to take us down to 8 cards, but we can have a 6/6 in the air and an Ulamog. So, grab Emeria Shepherd. That's a 6/6. Evolving Wilds. Grab a Plains. Grab our own Ulamog. Yes. It's also going to get its prized Amalgam back as well. Play a Plains. Ooh, if we got Nahiri, if he ever attacks him with it, he loses it. Yeah, let's do that. We can keep her safe by just blocking with our own Ulamog there as well. And then we can pieces... No, do not pieces the puzzle. That's a bad idea. Yeah. I don't want to loot because there's a good chance we might mill ourselves out if he does go for this attack. Anguished Unmaking really hurts though. I think we'll just pass. That Plains is... In fact, no, because we don't want the pieces of the puzzle, so I'll just discard that. Discard pieces of the puzzle. Get an Eiley. Ooh. Might as well play her. If he has like Anguished Unmaking for Ulamog, then we can sack it in response. We've already got Eiley down, which means that the mana works out in our favour next turn. Let's see what he can do. Elvish Visionary to draw a card. Gets his own Nahiri, so he can exile our prized amalgam. Or just loot. Still looking for answers. Sire of Stagnation goes to the yard. And leaves. Alright. Yeah, I think he realises we've got him locked down here. So, is there anything we're grabbing back next turn that I really care about too much? Not really. So I'm thinking... I'll just hold off and see what we draw. I was thinking maybe sacking Ulamog so that we could exile his Ulamog, but then we're not attacking in with our Ulamog. Anguished Unmaking, and that's another reason why I held off. Okay, get rid of your Ulamog. Nahiri dies to the Emeria Shepherd. Emeria Shepherd grabs us. Let's get an Uvenwald Hydra, I guess. Why not? Yep. Uvenwald Hydra gets us a Plains. That gets us a Kiora. Yep. We've got a Rise from the Grave to bring back another Emeria Shepherd if we want. So, if we sack the Hydra, takes us down there, we can exile two things. Swing in for 9. It doesn't kill just yet, unfortunately. Well, let's just mill him. Why not? Kill Nahiri, swing at him, exile 20 cards. Let's do it the easy way. Blocks the Ulamog, of course. And let's untap you and you. Tick up Nahiri, but no looting. And pass the turn. So we can pretty much wipe his board with Eiley here. If we choose to do so. Because we can sack the Uvenwald Hydra and we can get it back with Rise from the Grave, play a Plains, get back another permanent as well. She's just playing with our food at this point, because all I have to do is swing in with Ulamog. But it's the AI now, so I can do what I want. Second main. That needs to be a removal spell for Ulamog, pure and simple. So I'm going to sack another creature. And sack this Hydra. Gain loads of life. Which then allows me to sack permanents. How about a prized amalgam? Get rid of that. Could sack another, but I'm not gonna. Scry 2. Yeah, that's fine. Sure. Loot with Nahiri. Discarding Gaia's Revenge. Drawing a card. That is a land to bring something back to our hand. Rise from the Grave. Grabs us Gaia's Revenge. And we'll swing in with everything. Let's go. That's going to be GG. Even if he managed to survive this attack, we've just milled him out, so he loses to that as well. Nice. So much win more in that situation. Alright guys, let's have another game. Okay, we're on the play. This hand. It's debatable. We could potentially get a Nahiri on time, but I feel like there's better hands. This one's not much better, honestly. If we discard to hand size, though, we can get Olivia and Price Amalgam in. Let's just dump Smouldering Marsh so Isolated Chapel can come into play untapped. If there is a reason for that, maybe we draw an Islay. Something like that. We just need a blue mana, and we can start Oath of Jacing, and then our hand is no longer an issue. That is not a land, so we pass the turn. Discarding to hand size isn't too bad for this deck, but at the same time, if we're doing that, that probably means we're stuck on 2 mana, which is going to spell defeat for the deck. Should have maybe gone down again. Another mulligan might have been nice. This one just has a lot of potential to go off in a stupid fashion. Lambholt Pacifist. This mono green Stompy or mono green Wolves, maybe. Land, nice. Unfortunately a tap land, but what can you do? Let's get a island. Pass the turn. So next turn we get to Oath of Jace. We get to draw 3 and discard Olivia, Prized Amalgam, or the Uvenwald Hydra. Searching for lands, essentially, so we can get to turn 5. There's a Partisan. Okay. And we might be in a bit of trouble now. So this guy flips, which means he can attack. We do have Languish, so we can wipe the board if we draw a land off of Oath of Jace, or even if we draw a land right now. Which we do. It's a tap land, but we'll see. So, Oath of Jace. Draw 3, discard 2. We want Reanimate and lands. Oh my god. Alright, we'll get rid of the Hydra and the Prized Amalgam. And then we'll play a tap land. Pass the turn. So next turn we're set up for a Hydra. It's only going to be a 6/6 and grab us a land. But that's still not bad. I'm hoping he's not going to flash in the Howl Pact Resurgence, I think it's called. The one that gives all wolves +1/+1. Because if we do go for the Languish, that's what saves him. So I'd like to see him swing in for 6 here and then play another creature down that will die to Languish. There's a Primal Bellow. Okay, well that also works out. Creates a wolf, gives the Partisan +3/+3. There's a lot of damage, but his board's going to be gone. Play another creature. Go on. Do it. Damn you. Damn! Ah. Alright. Oath of Jace triggers, but we have no Planeswalkers, so nothing happens. Fortunately, we can't Languish and Islay in the same turn. So, Languish has to happen, because we're pretty much just dead if we don't. Now, play the Shroud Catacomb. Yeah, again, hold the planes. If we ever get an Emeria Shepherd out, it can go off in a crazy fashion. But we are in an interesting situation right now. Can block that with an Islay, and we can Oath of Jace and Islay in the same turn, hopefully. If I'm checking my mana correctly. Ooh, Necromantic Summons. Could get the Hydra back, it's a decent blocker. What I'm also thinking though is if I do Islay, it's a perfect blocker for this guy. I'm going to block regardless, no matter what happens. We get to Oath of Jace, which potentially draws us into an Ulamog we can discard. And an Ulamog and a Necromantic Summons is far better. So it's whether or not I think he can kill me next turn, and I don't think he can. Especially with an Islay on the board, so I think I'm going to Islay. We'll Oath of Jace first. Give ourselves some options. We have black and white open. Good. Doesn't matter which one we keep. I'll keep that one. We do not hit, unfortunately. We will drop a Plains. Play the Islay. Play the Evolving Wilds to our deck. We'll grab... guess the Mountain. Why not? If we draw a Combustible Gear Hulk, we can cast it then. So I don't think we can die here. And if we do get the Hydra down as well, we can sack it to Eiley and gain life if it comes to it. So he goes to attacks. He's getting in. What could he do here, really? Swings for 2, but he Primal Bellows and it hits us for 5 down to 2. There's no damage spells that I can think of. Yeah, I'm just going to hold on to Eiley, because I think using her to sacrifice a Hydra for sweet life gain is probably a little bit better. And if we do sack the Hydra for that, then we've got backup summons to get it back again. And the next time it'll have an additional 2 counters on it. So I think we've stabilised quite easily here. Does flip his dude. Oh, there's an Omnath. Why were you a card deeper? So we're missing a green for Omnath. So Necromantic summons. Go for our Hydra, which is also going to get back Prized Amalgam. But the Hydra can grab us a Forest, which will mean that we can cast Omnath. Let's go for... yeah, it's just Canopy Vista. Canopy Vista, by the looks of it. So we got a 7/7. We'll play Plains. Why not? And swing him for 2. So we can gain 8 life whenever we want right now. Spirit of the Hunt. You had to flash it in, didn't you? Oh, he doesn't block though. He either left it too late or he just planned on flashing in. We get a Prized Amalgam. We can even sack the Prized Amalgam and gain 3 life. Should be nice. And next turn we've got Omnath into Plains, which gets us another 5/5 Elemental. And we can sack them to deal 3 damage to target creature or player, so we can wipe his board. And yes, nice little horrible combos for him. So. Goes to attacks. We will block this guy. Does this do anything? When it enters the battlefield, each creature, yes, it's done its job now, so get rid of that guy. Wants to hit us for 4. That's fine. Down to 1. We do not scry from the Oath of Jace. We do get a Prairie Stream though. Another creature enters the battlefield under your control. You may discard a card. If you do, put a 1/1 counter on that creature. It becomes a vampire with haste. I don't think that's going to be useful to us if we're planning on waiting on the Omnath, which I don't think is a good idea. So just Omnath. We get a 5/5. Prairie Stream gets us another 5/5. And yeah, let's swing in for a stupid amount of damage. We can sack any of our creatures in response to a pump spell. So I think we've got him. In fact, I can just end step, sack Omnath and the Elemental, and he's dead that way as well. But we'll leave that for responding to maybe combat tricks if we go in for the attack. Yeah. Okay. There's no reason to do it now. You can just do it after the attacks. For reasons. Ooh, Exquisite Archangel. If you'd lose the game, instead, exile it and go back to 20. Yeah. Okay. Let's go Plains, get a Elemental. So we don't even have to sack Omnath now to deal 6 damage. Swing him with everything. Blocks and blocks takes 17. GG! Not too bad, cut a bit close, but that's how Reanimator usually does its thing anyway. Turn 5 just stabilizes in one go. Anyway guys, that's going to do it for today's episode, so if you did enjoy the content then be sure to leave a like, it helps me out a great deal, lets me know you're enjoying the series. As always, be sure to subscribe for some more Magic Duels content in the future and hit the little bell icon right next to the subscription button to be notified when I release new videos. If you have any hints or tips about changing the deck for the third video as well, then be sure to leave those in the comments section. Any questions and anything like that as well, comment. Don't feel free to say whatever you want, as long as it's nice enough. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.